Hello guys, in this beautiful day, today I want to share with you how we got to Portugal and how we like Portugal after 2.5 years. Let's go. And if you're wondering where I'm at, this is the forest of Ataguia in Peniche municipality. I would say my top place in Portugal for now. And long story short, originally we come from Latvia. It's a northern or eastern part of Europe. Small country, 2 million inhabitants. We rode car down here, so it took us about five days. Yes, in a slow tempo, not super fast, but we got here eventually. The first question is why we moved away from Latvia in the first place. Well, it's a complicated story, but to sum up, first thing is definitely weather, because in Latvia it's like 9 months of constant rain, cold. It's just not good. And second thing, overall country's vibe, mentality, houses are gray, people are gray, and we wanted to visit more sunny part of Europe. At first actually we didn't want to move to Portugal. We were thinking about Cyprus, but my wife's friend was moving to Portugal, and we said, whatever, let's go to Portugal. We just packed all of our things in Ford Fiesta. I will show you the picture how it looked when we got here. And yeah, we just moved away from Latvia. It was not complicated because Latvia is also in the European Union, so we don't need any visas. We just came here, made NIF numbers, residence permit for 5 years, but after 5 years it just prolongs automatically. It was easy physically to move to Portugal, but not mentally, because we need to say goodbye to our families, to our friends, and yeah, that's kind of challenging part of moving away. But we thought, okay, it's still Europe. Direct flight from Latvia to here is about 4 hours. So it's not other part of the world. It's quite manageable to see. The family, they come for a visit, we go for a visit. Another thing about moving away from Latvia, it is more for me, because all my life I worked random jobs. I worked in construction, I worked as a truck driver, I worked like a salesperson in a clothes store, and my last occupation was medical representative for pharmaceutical companies. And to not say rude, I didn't feel like I was in the right place. I always had passion for filming videos, and make YouTube as my career is a top priority right now. I hope one day it will pay back, because I invested a lot of money, a lot of time to even get monetized. Now slowly it starts to grow. One day. That's a dead end. Oh, we need to move back. Back in our home country, we had an apartment. We sold it. And again, all money from that deal goes right in this YouTube channel. So if you're seeing this, I know you're supporting me, and that means a lot to me. It means the world for me. biggest challenge when we arrived to Portugal, the flies are killing me. Biggest challenge was finding apartment. Because when you are in Portugal and you want to rent out apartment, you need proof of income. Then you need person who will guarantee for you that you're gonna be good tenant or something like that. So we need to get rid of a big sum of money. We needed to pay 12 years in advance to get apartment. First month we were living like in Airbnbs. So that was the hardest part, I would say. Damn! Phew. That was definitely the hardest part. At one point we were even panicking because everywhere you go, like, oh, governor or something like that. Deposits, like pay slips, blah, 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 blah. And why we moved to Cascais? Because wife's friend was moving to Cascais. We just followed. And yeah, we looked, I think, about 2 or 3 properties. And the property where we live in now, we just walked in and said, that's it. This is where we're gonna live. So we made a contract for 3 years. This is the last year. I don't know what will happen next year in 2025, but we will manage. If we are still here after almost 3 years, so no problem. So be prepared, take some money with you, have some savings, because the biggest expense in Portugal is apartment or house. Because in Latvia, it's rent costs like 3 or 4 times less than a price in Portugal. Yes, somebody will say, but you went into Cascais. Anyways, here you cannot find apartment like for family for 200, 300. It's possible in Latvia. Nothing here. Next question, what was in a picture is school for our daughter. And we chose to send her to private school because again of the language, and you cannot just throw like your kid right in the system. And also in Latvia, kids go later to school. Like I think here they go in first grade 5 years old. In Latvia it's 7 years old. So that was the second issue. But yeah, right now she's learning at that school. She likes it. We were thinking about sending her to public school, but she just loves the school, so. And they now also learning Portuguese. That's shortly about move itself, because adapting to Portugal, at least for me, it's been super easy because I love the nature, I love the people, I love the cuisine, the food. It's just like, it's easy to integrate, like in terms of culture of Portugal. It's amazing, and I think you saw from my previous videos that I love almost every place. Every place. Okay, let's stop and talk about pros and cons. Pros, I just explained to you. It's nature, it's people. I would not even say people because always there are good and bad people, but overall country's mentality. Another pro definitely for me is food. I love Portuguese cuisine, bacalhau. Whoa, I just forget about foods in Portugal. But I tried a lot. Oh, sardines. Sardines are definitely my favorite. and nature and diversity of nature, because in south is one, north is other, west is another, and east is another. You know what I mean. I like Portugal. I love Portugal, and I hope we will live here for the rest of our lives. That's the biggest pro. You gotta love this country to live here. What comes to cons? Immediately I can tell you one thing. Sometimes driving in Portugal can be challenging and even dangerous. Because I don't know how in Portugal they teach you in a driving school, but they're a bit ignorant on the road. That's true. I think even Portuguese viewers can agree that not the best drivers. But I can deal with that. You need to be more aware on the road, but that's life. You cannot change other people. You can change yourself. That's the goal when you move to Portugal. To every other country is the same. You don't change local culture, laws. You just deal with it. You love it or you hate it. And second thing, which is not a surprise, I think, for anybody, is the speed of services, private and government. Always there are people who will do that for you, for a fee, of course. But like car registration, I will never do this myself, because it will take me like a month just to go and register a car. I will just pay 100 euros for somebody else, and they will do that in a week. Same with property management. You can find realtors. Biggest question is, I think, the money. Yeah. Everybody's talking that Portugal is cheap, affordable, but comparing to Eastern Europe, Portugal is not cheap. Especially the rents. Sometimes it's ridiculous. Like right now in Cascais, rent is 3 times the price when we came here 2.5 years ago. It's crazy. That's why we also think about moving away from Cascais, because we don't know if we can even afford it. But I see the tendency, the prices are going down now. A bit, but going down. Not in the summer though. So that's it for today. It was a short backstory. If you have any questions relating Portugal, relating Latvia, relating us, please feel free to ask them here. I will now, from now on, make these shorter videos more on the personal level for my members. So once more, thank you for your support, and I see you next time. Ciao.